Hi. How are you? Oh, good to see you guys today, tonight, this evening. It is been a very snowy day. I don't know about it was like where you are, but we had quite a bit of snow, like a lot, like a real lot. Hey, quite a bit, maybe 5 inches. You think? 4 inches, 5 inches, whichever comes first, whichever's deeper. That's what we'll say. It was 64 feet of snow here. Not really. Maybe if you went, if you measured sideways, it was 64 feet. Maybe. I don't know. Oh, Marin, my neighbor Marin and Chloe in Brooklyn, they're from back there. Well, they're behind us, and they had the same amount of snow that we did. So Dean Sabo's here as well with Vetter, and I don't know how much snow we got. It was well. Here's how much snow we got. When I woke up this morning, I had to run to do an errand, and there was hardly any snow. Traded in Malaya. Hey, how are you? Good to see you. You have lots of snow where you guys are from too? Hope, Dean, Sabo, and Hope, and Vetter. I was asking a question. Cheyenne and Brooklyn. What was my question? Oh, did you guys get a lot of snow where you were? Because today when I woke up, it was pretty early. For me, it was pretty early. It was like 7-ish. And I thought, well, I better go run an errand. So I had to run to the store and stand in line and get some, what did I have to get? Some ginger. I got some ginger. My brain's all over the map today. Hey, Raven. Good to see you. And I went and get some, and there was a little tiny bit of skiff of snow. There wasn't very much snow. I came back home and I was working on a little project for Kansas City Chiefs and their fans. And all of a sudden I look out and there's a ton of snow. So I went out, I better shovel that. So I shoveled it. And Riker and Raylin, good to see you. I did some shoveling. And then I went in my shop and was working. Holly, I was in there working. And all of a sudden, I had lost track of time. And I thought maybe I'd slept through a whole season or something. Because it was snow. It says plus 13, no snow and dry yesterday. Minus 20 and blizzard today. Yeah, gotta love Winnipeg. Justin, that's 100% it, right? 13, no snow. I mean, not even that there was a little bit of snow in my yard. There was no snow in my yard, and today I woke up and I was like, oh, yeah, I've slept through an entire season. That's what's happened. And then I shoveled my walk. I shoveled the walk 3 times, I think, today so far. Hey, about 3 times? Yeah, maybe 3 times. Maybe I should just wait till it's done. Yeah, I can't even make a cake without going, it's done. So I came in and I made some soup. I made some soup today. I made bacon chicken with some spinach and tomato. That's what I did. Got a kick under the table. That means I've been talking for too long. Miss Christie's here. Say hi, Miss Christie. Oh, she's having, what's that? Does that smell like? Is that tea? Oh, I don't like coffee. She has tea. It's awesome tea. I'm going to read a book. I had another book that I was going to read, and then I put it down somewhere. No idea where it went. So I'm going to read In a People House by Theo LeSieg. I think that's how you say his name. In a People House, because it was the closest one I had to grab. And then I'm going to read Robert Munsch, Lighthouse. And this was lent to me by my buddy Justin, and his family lent me these books. And this book is by the same author, Robert Munsch, who writes some very silly books. He's also written Love You Forever, which I can't read without having a tear. And this one is one to calm your brain and get ready for sleep, because my brain is all over the map. All over the map. Shall we start reading? I guess we should start reading, hey? I'd just sit there and talk to you guys all day if I could. This is called In a People House, and it's a very short little kid book, but we're going to read it because that's the level I read at. This book is from, when is this book from? It's a Random House. Thank you very much, Random House. This is from 1972. I would have been 5 years old. Oh, here we go. Come inside, Mr. Bird, said the mouse, and I'll show you what is in a people house. I should pick a better voice for the mouse. Hey, let's try this again. Hey, come inside, Mr. Bird, said the mouse. I'll show you what's inside a people house. There we go. If this wasn't live, this would be take 2. A people house has things like chairs, and things like roller skates and stairs. Chairs, roller skates, and chairs. Yeah, that's the ticket. Dylan and Jed. Vivian. They got bananas, a bathtub, bottles, and broom. That's what you'll find in people rooms. You got yourself some scissors, a needle, buttons and thread, a cup and saucer, a pillow and a bed. This place is pretty fancy, really. That's nice. There are donuts. There's a door. Come along, I'll show you more. So now here's the ceiling, and that there's the floor. Right there, ceiling's up there, and the floor's down here. And also, they have giant candy canes that I can point to stuff with there. That's what they got there. No mention of the bureau I'm standing on. There's a piano, peanuts, popcorn pails. Right, they got a piano and peanuts and popcorn and pails. They got a pencil and we got a paper. And we got hammers and nails. This place has got everything. It's like Home Depot in here. We got salt and pepper, a goldfish and key. Salt and pepper, a goldfish, a key. You got a table there. You got yourself a telephone, a TV. And a TV. You see there's a TV there. The Western's on. It's nice. I think it's Bonanza. Come on. There's more to see. You'll see a kitchen sink at a people house. This is a big sink. You don't see those very much anymore. They got a little sink, but this is a big one here. You get a shoe and a sock and a clock, said the mouse. Hey, Ruby, good to see you. Thanks. My hat is made by my friend Nana Carmen. She made me a whack of the hats there. Back to the mouse. He says, hey, Taz, pay attention. We got bread and butter, a window and wall. We got ourselves a toothbrush, hairbrush, and a blue ball. Looks like a bowling ball, eh? Oh, let's just see. We're going for the bird there. We got baked beans, bureau drawers, and books. We got lights and lamps, and we got hats and hooks. This joint's got everything. Like, it's got all kinds, and everything rhymes in this house. That's the best part about it, says the mouse, in a house. We got a mirror, marbles, shirt and string, a knife, a fork, a spoon, and bells to ring. Hey, Danica, we're reading In a People House. And this is the mouse voice there. That's what I'm doing, a mouse voice. So far, they got all kinds of stuff in this house. There's a doll and some dishes, a teapot and trash, because it's important to keep a metal trash can full of your garbage uncovered and unbagged inside your house. That's what you want to do. So it's a doll and dishes, teapot and trash. Well, look out below. I'm going to crash. Oh, and another thing. It's time for you to know. A people house. Oh, sorry. Another thing it's time you knew. A people house has got some people too. And now, Mr. Bird, you know, said the mouse, you know what's in a people house. Brooklyn and Brindley. Oh, that's silly. I like doing silly voices, right? And noises, I guess. Voices and noises. These are a few of my favorite things. this book next, because we have a silly book, and then here's why I do a silly book and then a not so silly book, because if my brain gets too amped up before I go to sleep, I can't sleep. My brain will be, okay, it's time to go to sleep. And my heart's like, it's time to go to sleep. And you know what'll happen is, right, I'll start with my feet. I'll be, okay, feet, it's time to sleep. And then it's knees, time to sleep. And then it's belly, time to sleep. And then it's, okay, torso, time to sleep. Arms and fingers, time to sleep. And then it'll be like, okay, throat, time to sleep. Okay, face, time to sleep. Okay, eyes, time to sleep. It'll be, okay, now ears, time to sleep. And then it'll be, okay, a little bit where my hair should have been, time to sleep. Okay, chins, time to sleep. And then I'll be all ready to go to sleep. And my brain will be like, wake up, everybody, wake up. It's time to be silly. And I'm like, no, it's not time to be silly. Well, you read 2 silly books. That's what happened. True story, because it's science. So here's a book called Lighthouse. It's by Robert Munsch. Robert Munsch writes some really silly books as well, but he's written Lighthouse, and it's called A Story of Remembrance. And it's in the same vein. It's kind of the same as I Love You Forever, which I can't get through without reading, and I can't go through without reading. I stand by what I said. I meant without having tears. Oh, here we go. Lighthouse. It's illustrated by Janet Wilson, and this book is from when is the book from? It's from 2003. So that's awesome. National Library, Northwinds Press made this book possible for us. So thank you very much. I almost wanted to read it like the mouse voice. I almost said, "Listen here, okay? This is what you gotta get. Take that voice and put it over there." In the middle of the night, Sarah woke up and put a flower in her hair, and then went to her mother and father's bedroom. She sat on her father's side of the bed and for a long time, and finally he woke up and said, "Sarah, what's going on? It's the middle of the night." "Well," said Sarah, "you always told me how Grandpa used to take you out to the lighthouse in the middle of the night, and this is the middle of the night, and I think tonight's the night to take me." Just beautiful, beautiful artwork in this one. Her father lay still for a long time, and then he said, "Yes, I think you're right." So they dressed very quietly and went out to the car and drove off. There was no one else around. No cars were out, and the street lights made the sea fog glow. When Grandpa took me to the lighthouse, there was no street lights, and there were no donut shops open in the middle of the night, said Sarah's father. "But he would have stopped if there had been donut shops," Sarah said. "Right," said father. So they stopped at a donut shop and bought a bag full of maple icing donuts and some coffee. They were the only customers there. When I was little, Grandpa used to give me coffee, and it always tasted terrible, said Sarah's dad. They both drank some coffee for Grandpa. Dad's coffee tasted good, and Sarah's tasted horrible. I don't like coffee very much either. Jeff Rothman's watching. Hey, Jeff. I miss you, buddy. Then they drove out of town till they came to the road that led to the lighthouse. Such lovely, lovely work. Grandpa always said we should walk up the road to the lighthouse, said Sarah's father. Right, said Sarah. So they parked the car and walked through the fog to the lighthouse. Then they sat at the top of the cliff above the beach and listened to the waves crash on the rocks. Sarah ate her donuts, and Father, he drank more coffee. All the times Grandpa took me with him, said Sarah's father, we never once went up to the top of the lighthouse. The door was always locked. We tried to open it, but it was always locked. I'm going to try the door, said Sarah. So she walked over and tried the knob, and the door opened. Sarah and her father stood looking at the doorway. What now? Said Sarah. Well, Grandpa would have gone up, said Sarah's father. Let's go up, said Sarah. They walked up the winding staircase, round and round and round, until finally they stood in front of the light. I think this is my favorite picture in the whole book. I can see forever, said Sarah. Can Grandpa see me? I don't know, said her father. Can Grandpa hear me? Said Sarah. And she yelled really loud, Grandpa! Grandpa! They waited a long time. He's not going to answer, her father said. They stood for a long time and listened to the foghorn and looked at the mist and the ocean. Then Sarah took the flower from her hair, the flower that she'd saved from her grandfather's funeral, and threw it out way over the ocean. When I grow up, I'm going to have a kid. And someday we will come here in the very middle of the night, said Sarah. Right, said her father. And then, covered with dew from the fog and smelling like seaweed, they went home to bed. I stand corrected. I think this is my favorite picture. She's asleep. There's her grandfather, and there's her. Then, covered with dew from the fog and smelling like seaweed, they went home to bed. Oh, it's a nice book. You know, we miss people. And then we want to go to where they've taken us before, places that remind them, remind us of them. Yeah, very much so. Well, I think it's time for me to hit the hay. I'm going to bed early. It's been a long day, a bunch of shoveling of the snow, not a lot of snow, just enough snow. And tomorrow I'm going to make a promise to you folks. I am going to try in the next few days, maybe not tomorrow or the next day, I'll try tomorrow. I wrote a book called Bartholomew the Barkless Beagle. And it's pretty much done. John Youngberg, a friend of mine, did the artwork, and that I just have to set it all up. So I'm making a promise to you folks now that I'm going to have the book ready in the next couple of days, maybe even tomorrow, I'm not sure. But I'll try. That's all I can do is try. But if I make a promise to you, then I'm going to do it. Well, it's time to say goodnight to everybody. And I was just reading here. Thank you so much for the comments that you do. And thank you so much for the loaning of the books. I'm running a little low on books to do it. And thank you so much for those of you that have sent donations for me to buy books. I really, really, really appreciate it. It's very unnecessary, but very very nice to have that come into. I'm very humbled by how much attention this is getting, and I hope you really like me reading the books. So remember that when you are around a bunch of people, to remember that it's okay to get mad, it's okay to be sad, it's okay not to like everybody around you, because sometimes that's the way things are going to be. But you have to be three things. Always be kind. ABK, always be kind. So be safe, be silly a lot. Bring the laughter, bring the joy. Be brave, be kind, and be you. That's the most important thing you can be. Be you. Be the best version of you that you can be. My buddy Samuel and William out there, they know. Be the best that you can be in any given time, right? You're not always going to be perfect. And that's another thing. You don't have to be perfect, especially with me. Especially with me, you don't have to be perfect. Because in all that you say and all that you do, you never have to be perfect. You just have to be you. Good night, Facebook friends. Good night. Good night, Facebook friends. Good night. May your dreams be cheery and your dreams be bright. Good night, Facebook friends. Good night. Sleep tight, Facebook friends. Sleep tight. Sleep tight, Facebook friends. Sleep tight. May your dreams be so silly till that morning light. Sleep tight, Facebook friends. Sleep tight. Wonderful dreams. And make sure you tell the people around you how much you care about them and love them. Always. Lots of love. Have a good night.